Okay, students, are you able to see the PPT? Yeah. PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yes, in last class we were discussing about this numerical, and in this numerical, so this is a single stage common emitter amplifier, right? So single stage means, suppose if you are amplifying some signal, this is your some signal, right? So it is not possible to amplify the signal by single transistor. So what we generally do, we connect here one transistor and we call it as stage 1. Now whatever output is generated from stage 1, that again we can amplify by another set of amplifier, that will be your stage 2. So in this way we can increase the number of this type of circuit to amplify the signal, right? Because there is possibility that one transistor may not amplify a signal fully. So this is one circuit of one single stage amplifier. Okay. Now for this we have to calculate the current gain input resistance, voltage gain and output resistance, right? So S parameters are mentioned here. So now what you have to do if you are analyzing this type of circuit, so if you are using H parameter, this means you are doing the AC analysis. So first you convert this circuit into its AC equivalent circuit. So when you are converting in AC equivalent circuit, then what you have to do, you remember two things. If you find a capacitor, three capacitors, this one CC1, this one CC2 and this one CE. So these capacitors will be short. Now you see in resistor RE there is one resistor like this, and in parallel to this there is one capacitor. So if you short this capacitor, then you will get this circuit. So if some current is coming from the transistor, then it will pass through the short circuit path. It will pass through the short circuit path. So it will bypass this RE resistor, right? So that's why this capacitor is called as bypass capacitor. So in AC model, you will replace RE and this combination of CE short circuit, right? And here you can see this VCC. VCC you can find here. So you in place of this VCC, you connect this terminal to the ground. So if you connect the terminal to the ground, then what will happen? R1 resistor. R1 resistor is connected to ground. RC resistor is connected to ground. And here R2. R2 is already connected to ground and R is already connected to ground. So you will get some this type of circuit, right? R2, R1, then RC, R. Okay. So now, if we look from this place, if we look from this place, then what total load we are looking? We are looking a load which is RC in parallel with R. That will be our load. So I have written here RL is equal to RC plus R. So now already we know these values. R1 is 20, R2 is 10. R1 is 20. R2 is 10. Right? 10K. RC is 5 and R is 10. So here it is 5K and R is 10K. Right? So from here we will find out our RL. So the value of RL is 5 into 10 divided by 5 plus 10. Right? Because RC and R is in parallel. So this K value we will get. And if we solve this, then how much we are getting? 10 into 5 is 50 divided by 15. So it is 3.3 K. So we are having now load register, load RL is 3.3 K, right? Now first we will see whether we shall go for approximate analysis or exact analysis. So for this what we will do, HOE into RL, and we find out this. Somebody solve this problem? Last time I said you have to solve this problem. Whether it will be exact or approximate analysis. So HOE is 10 into 10 raised to power minus 5 microampere per volt. So it will be 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 5. We convert microampere in ampere, so it will be into 10 raised to the power minus 6, right? Ampere per volt. And this will be multiplied by, okay, I write here ampere per volt, and this will be multiplied by RL. RL is 3.3 K, so it is 3.3 into 10 raised to the power 3, right? So this will be 3.3 into 2 is 6.6 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 8. So this value is less than and equal to, it is less than 0.1, right? Because it is 6.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 8. So definitely it will be less than 0.1. So from here we conclude that HOE RL is less than 0.1, right? So therefore we will go with approximate analysis. Okay, so now for the approximate analysis, we will find the value of AI. How much will be AI? AI is equal to minus, yes, HFE. This will be the value of AI. So it will come minus HFE. You can find HFE 50. It is 50. So it will be minus 50. So this is our AI. Right? Then we will see.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, how minus came, sir? It is positive only, no, sir?
Which one? HFE? No, no. I will
No,
show
sir.
you.
AI is equal to plus HFE, no, sir.
1 minute. I will show you an approximate analysis. Yes, yes, yes. This is plus. Okay. Actually, if you are putting minus sign, then it is the indication that it is only that phase shift, right? So, okay, no problem. You can remove that also. HFE. We will put only HFE.
Okay, sir.
Correct. Right. Then RI. RI is minus. No, no. RI is HIE. HIE. Correct?
Yes, sir. Correct only.
HIE. Okay. So HIE, how much is the HIE? It is a 1.5. So simply it is 1.5. 1.5K. Right? And third one is AB, voltage gain. And it is AI multiplied by RL by RI. Right? So if we solve this, then it is 50 into RL. Already we have calculated 3.3 K divided by RL is 1.5 K. Right? So we will get it 1.110. 110. So this is your AB. So in this way you can calculate this, right? So
Yes, sir.
separately you try to calculate these values by exact analysis also, right? Then you see how much difference is coming here. Okay. Separately, after the class, you can calculate this, right? Then we'll go with another small example.
Sir, in that R naught.
Huh? R naught. Yes, yes, R naught. R naught is infinite. You can write R naught is infinite. In approximate analysis, it is infinite. Infinite means, see, when you will calculate by exact analysis, then you will find that R naught value will be very high, right? So if so in that way, but in approximate analysis formulas, when we derive the thing, so we consider it as a infinite, it is very high value. So in this way, so you try to solve it by exact analysis also. Okay, then we will see another example. So for a common emitter transistor, with RS is equal to 1K and RL is equal to 1600 ohm. Find AI, RI and AB, right? Assume HIE is 1100 ohm, HFE is 2.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 HOE is 25 microampere per volt, right? See, only three parameters are given: HIE, HFE, HOE. HRE is not mentioned here, right? So for the solution, first thing you find out whether we shall go with exact analysis or approximate analysis. Now you just calculate and tell me whether we shall go for exact or approximate.
Sir, it is less than 0.1, sir.
Okay, how much value it is coming?
0.04.
Okay, so HOE RL is equal to 0.04.
Yes, sir.
So now since this is less than, right, HOE RL is less than 0.1, therefore we will go for approximate analysis, right? So it is simple now, simply you can find the values. So here, see, if you will go for approximate analysis, then you don't need the value of RE. HRE is not required anywhere, right? Because see, current gain is HFE, RI is HIE, and voltage gain we are using AI, RL, and RI. So there is no need of HRE. So in numerical also they have not given the value of HRE, because directly by using approximate analysis we can do the analysis part. Okay, so this is about the H parameter and few of the numericals which we can solve it. Now H parameters means this is used for the analysis of your transistors, right? BJT. Now we will go with the modeling of JFET, right? So what is the full form of JFET? Do you remember? JFET. Have we studied about this JFET earlier? Do you remember that or forget? So this is junction field effect transistor. Junction field effect transistor, right? So I think you all forget about this JFET. So if you recall, then now we are talking about channel. JFET. If you see the construction of this N-channel JFET, this is one material of N-type, okay? And here you have two terminals, right? And here we will dop this side P material, and this side also we will dop P material, right? So between these two P materials, you will find there is N type of material. So it is a channel, right? So N type channel it is in between P type material. And internally these P type material are joined together, and you will get one terminal here, okay? This terminal which you are getting from P material, this is called as gate. This is gate, right? And there are two terminals. One terminal is source and one terminal is drain, right? So you can make any terminal as a source terminal and any terminal as a drain terminal. It depends upon how you have connected the external voltage source, right? So now we know that if you recall, if we are having this type of PN junction, this is P material and this is N material. Then in between, at near the junction, you find one region. Can you tell me the name of this region? This region. Near the junction, you will find one region. Here in the P-type material, there is majority carrier holes are there. In N-type, you will find lot of electrons. But in between this region, which is near to the junction, there is
Depletion regions.
there is no charge carrier. So this is called as depletion region. Okay, this is depletion region. So here you see this P material in this device. This P material is in contact with N material. So you will find this type of depletion region you will find, right? This type of. Same way, this side also you will find this type of depletion region. So when you have not connected any voltages, then you will find this type of region is there. Okay. Now what we will do here, see, let us assume this terminal which is at the lower side, we call it as a source. We call it as a source. And this terminal at the top, we call it as a drain. Okay. This is our drain. So drain, now what we have to do, whatever is your drain terminal, now externally we have to connect one battery, right, between drain and source. We have to connect one battery between drain and source. Okay. So always remember the end of the battery positive terminal is connected to one terminal of this JFET, then that terminal is your drain terminal, like this. So here we have connected this type of battery, right? This is positive end of the battery and this is negative end of the battery. So where you connect the positive end of the battery, that terminal will become drain. Okay. If you reverse this battery, suppose positive terminal you bring downside, then this lower terminal will become drain. So it is not said that this is only your drain and this is only your source. Wherever you will connect the positive terminal of this external battery, that terminal will become drain. So we call this battery as VDD. VDD. Okay. And we have to connect another battery source, voltage source between gate and source. So it will be connected in this way. Okay, first we will see when we are not connecting any battery. Simply what we will do, we will connect this gate to ground. Right, we will connect this gate to ground. So this means voltage between gate and source is how much is the voltage between gate and source? You see in this diagram. Voltage between gate and source. See, gate is connected to ground. Ground means 0. And source, where it is connected? Source is connected to negative terminal of the battery. That is also ground. So voltage between gate and source is 0 volt. Right? So now, if okay, this is a variable voltage. Now this VDD is applied. So now you will find, see this N channel. This is a material. This material will have some type of resistance, right? All material will have some certain type of resistance. Some resistance is there. This type. This will exhibit some resistance. So you will find a voltage drop between drain and source. You will find a voltage drop between drain and source. This. And we call this voltage drop as V D S, voltage between drain and source. So now you see there are electrons, there are free electrons which are available in the N channel, N material. There are free electrons. Everywhere you will find there are free electrons are there. So these electrons will be pulled towards the positive terminal of the VDD. So they will start moving towards drain direction, towards drain, right? Like this. So you will find a current is flowing. What is the direction of current? It is in the opposite direction of the flow of electron. You will find in drain there is a current. We call it as ID, drain current. Okay. And in source terminal, you will find the current in this direction, and it is your source current, IS, right? So you remember here, your ID is equal to IS. ID is equal to IS. Now you just see, if we draw the graph between VDS versus ID, between drain current and drain to source voltage. So now what will happen if you increase this VDD battery, right? Then more and more number of electrons will be attracted towards this positive terminal of the battery. Then you find that current is increasing. This current is increasing. If you are increasing the VDD, then you will find more current is flowing, and you will find more voltage drop is across the VDS is more. But now you see this, you just see this PN junction diode. If you reverse bias this PN junction diode, right? Then what happened to this depletion region? It will increase or it will decrease? Depletion region will increase if you reverse bias, right? So it will increase, it will come up to this region now. Depletion region has been increased because we have increased the reverse bias. Now you see in this device, if you are increasing VDD, right, to the N channel, N type of material. VDD is connected to the N type of material. So this VDD positive is connected to the N type of material. You can see clearly it is shown here. N type of material is connected to the plus terminal of the battery. So if you are increasing this VDD, gate is connected to ground. It is constant. It is not changing. So what is happening here? This device looks like this PN junction diode. You see, P material is connected to negative terminal of the battery, that is ground, and you are increasing this positive terminal of the battery. This positive voltage you are increasing. So in this PN junction, you are getting the reverse bias. Same way in this device also, if you are increasing VDD, then this PN junction will have a reverse bias condition, and reverse bias is increasing. And if reverse bias will increase, then what will happen? Depletion region will increase. Mute yourself. Who is there? So, madam, you have. Okay, who is this person whose mic is open? Okay, student. So you can see that you understand this concept properly. Otherwise, you will not understand the working of this JFET. If you are increasing VDD, then what is happening? N device, N channel is connected to positive terminal, right? So the positive terminal is increasing, means you are increasing the voltage of positive terminal. So N channel is having the more positive voltage, right? And P material is 0 volt ground. So what is happening? Your reverse bias is increasing. And if the reverse bias will increase, then we know that the depletion region will increase. Okay. So one point, by increasing this VDD, depletion region will increase in the PN junction. First point. Now second point, you just see the source and gate. Gate is also connected to ground and source is also connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So this increment in VDD will not change the potential of the source and the gates. Both of these are at the same potential. So the change in the depletion region you will find only in the upper portion of this PN junction diode. Means here you will like this. Like this. This is the depletion region. It has been increased, but it will increase only in the upper portion. It will increase only in the upper portion of this channel, right? It will not increase in the down portion where there is a source. Why? Because source and gate, there is no change in the potential. It is at the same potential, right? And if you further increase VDD, then this channel will further increase like this. This depletion region will further increase, right? If you are increasing VDD, it will further increase like this. Okay, like this. And you further increase, then this channel will, this depletion region will further increase. It will increase further, right? So in this way, what will happen? A point will come when these two depletion regions will almost touching each other. Almost touching each other. So here you find when you are increasing this VDD, this ID is increasing, but at one point of time, when both of these depletion region almost touches each other, then there is no increment in the point, in the current. Current will remain constant, right? Current will remain constant like this. So this point, when the current become constant, is called as saturation point, right? This is called as saturation point. We call it a VS. So why this saturation happened? Because we have increased the VDD. Due to the increment in the VDD, the upper portion of the N will get more depletion region, right? Because it is more reverse biased. Whereas the lower portion of this N channel, which is connected to the source, is not having any reverse bias. So the depletion region will increase and almost it will touch. So there is very narrow gap between depletion region, and from here these electrons will pass and you will get the current will become constant. You will get this type of curve at VGS is equal to 0. At VGS is equal to 0, right? Okay, so I will stop here and I will continue in the next class. I already sent you the PDF of JFET, right? You just go through that PDF and see the working of, yes. Any question, any doubt?
No, sir.